Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So, we have a Queen of Cups. This is emotional depth. Yeah. This is someone who is really working toward emotional honesty, emotional clarity, self-acceptance, self-love. Okay. You're someone that does not dwell on the surface of things. You understand what's going on deep beneath the surface with people. Okay. And with yourself, too. I feel like you're, like even right now in life, I feel like you're trying to lift the veil of something. You want something to be revealed here. Okay? I think you're somebody who's very sensitive. You pick up on the subtle energies of the people around you. You're not fooled by the surface level, by the surface of the waters. You know, by the way people mask their feelings or present themselves in a certain way, you can still see what's going on beneath the surface with people. You can read between the emotional lines, you know. And I think that you're somebody who appreciates emotional honesty, emotional transparency. And I think for a lot of people, people aren't ready for that, you know? I feel like for you, you don't really hide your emotions much, you know? People can see on your face, like, how you're feeling with your expressions and your eyebrows and stuff, right? People can see, they can tell, like, you're open that way, right? I think other people in your life are, at least there's someone that tends to sort of hide how they feel and tends to just kind of smile when you can tell that there's something else going on. Like you can read the micro expressions. You know, you can read the little glint in somebody's eye and you can see like into their soul what they're really feeling. Even if on the surface, they're just like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Okay. And that's a wonderful skill to have, but I think it also makes you very susceptible to the sort of low vibrational energy of other people, okay? So you're kind of an empath in that way. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what's going on. Yeah. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. There is a Libra energy. There is a balance. Okay. We have a 10 of Swords, a Princess of Pentacles, and 8 of Wands. A Tower. Wow, okay. Tower feels like revelation. Over here we have a 6. Oh, okay. Interesting. From a Tower to a 6 of Wands. Unity, victory, teamwork, you're right, harmony, beauty. We have a 2 of Swords. We have a Prince of Pentacles, and there is your Hermit superpower card. Very nice at the end. What I think is kind of going on here is that there is a big shift in the dynamics of a relationship for you, okay? I feel like there's someone in your life is finally like revealing what they've been thinking or feeling. You know, somebody's like just finally is revealing their true self to you. And I think it's something that you've known all along, right? That you can tell that there's something, like maybe you didn't know exactly what it was, but you knew that there was something funny going on. And now they're finally telling you. So I feel like it really is like shifting the balance. It's changing the dynamic of this relationship. And I think that's a really good thing. You know, I think that there has been a little bit of distance between you and this person. It's been like surface level stuff, and that's fine, but it's like you knew that there's something deeper going on. And now it's coming out in the open, and now this can all be dealt with. That kind of distance or that silence is being broken. Okay, the surface of the water now, the surface tension is being broken, and you're able to really dive deep with that person. Okay, I feel like that's going to be a very healing process for you. Yeah, and your emotional honesty, and well, theirs too, with that Queen of Cups, right? It feels raw. And it may feel like a live wire, right? But it's going to really like clear a weight that's been hanging on, I think, like for a long time. It's something that's been preventing this relationship, whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, a spouse, a lover, a whatever, right? Preventing that relationship from really blossoming and becoming what it could be. And it's like you always knew there was something, but it's like you didn't want to say anything. You were going to wait for them to kind of open up. I think that's happening now. And I think it's really going to clear whatever blockage has been in the way of that. So to me, it feels like it's it's almost a rebirth moment for the heart. Yeah. And I think that your relationship with this person becomes more safe, more steady, stable, not confusing, not draining, but harmonious. Yeah, this is really good. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card. That's not random. That's a 7 of Swords. Interestingly, is it the 7? Yeah, see, it's the 7 of Swords on the bottom of the Thoth deck, too. I knew I saw this as I was talking. The 7 of Swords down here on the bottom of the Thoth deck is the same card that just jumped out of the mystery card pack. How's that for synchronicity? Ring that bell. Hit that like button. Claim this reading right now. It's yours. It's meant for you. Okay? Interesting, 7 of Swords. We're going to select the mystery card, and it's going to be this card, random card. Putting it right there with Dwight K. Schrute. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments section down beneath the video. All right. Now, magic makers, I want you to add your voice to this. Leave a comment. Okay? Tell me that you're here, that you claim this, say that you're with me, and let's get into it. Let's look around the room. We see some major arcana energies. We see the Adjustment card, the Tower, and the Hermit. We could look at this as saying, look, there's some kind of a professional relationship. It kind of blows up, and you end up alone. Okay? We could look at it that way. I don't feel like that's what is really, I don't think that's what's happening here. I think that this adjustment in the dynamics of your relationship, okay? Somebody like opening up to you and I guess like kind of showing their trust in you. Like finally admitting what they've been feeling or something like that, right? Kind of, feeling safe with you. That they can open up and they can be very honest about what they're feeling, okay? I think that's going to lead to a breakthrough in the relationship that in turn is going to allow you the space to start shining your light. For you to really now feel that, hey, this is a relationship that is safe and stable. Okay? Where you can start revealing yourself to that person more and more too. So it's going to be that dynamic is going to improve. Okay? That's what I'm feeling with these majors. Of course, we have our fire cards. We got our water right there front and center. This is water that needs to be released. It needs to be explored. We need to penetrate beneath the surface tension of the water and get down to the depths, get down to what's really going on in the emotional realm. And we have air and air. Okay. And more air up here. And we've got earth and earth. Okay. So I feel like your relationship is really going to grow and it's going to become more steady, it's going to stabilize, and it's going to really expand, it's going to flourish, because right now something's preventing the potential from being fulfilled. Okay? Anyway, the Libra energy, to me, feels like a card of truth and justice, right? Feels like a card of, it's a card of adjustment. Yeah. It's a card of fairness. It's a card of kind of like, there's this exchange with somebody, and it feels like they know that you know that they know that you know, but nobody's saying it, you know? And so it's kind of like things are just kept on a very almost professional kind of like friendship, almost just kind of vibe, very formal, rather than really getting down to the depths. So it's kind of like there's an obvious tension. There's an obvious like blockage from intimacy happening, where it just kind of feels like, I don't know, it feels like you're just kind of acquaintances now, or like two people that don't really trust each other. And so the interaction remains just on the surface. It remains a superficial exchange. Okay? And I feel that is, because what I'm kind of feeling is that there is, there's a desire for more. There's a desire for a deeper friendship. It doesn't have to be romance, but it could be. It could be a family thing. But it's kind of like the interaction, the communication with them is very practical, almost mundane, maybe very professional, very courteous, very polite. And it's almost like Spirit's kind of saying, look, the time for like polite conversation and manners is done. It's time to get to the bottom of it. It's time to get to the depths. It's time to get to the real like deep waters of intimacy and emotion and truth, right? And I feel like you're kind of like you're waiting for them, they're waiting for you, and you're both just kind of like dancing around the issue or something. But I feel that there is a change. I feel like this person is, and it's almost like you both are doing it at the same time, kind of. But I feel like there's going to be a revelation. I feel like there is a moment of truth coming. There's that breakthrough. Okay? There's trust here. And I think that whatever this is that's been unspoken is going to be revealed. Okay? And this, again, it might be a family member, it might be a friend, might be a lover, whoever. This, to me, feels like there's now the establishment of this mutual trust. It's kind of like you're in a room together and it's like, this is a safe place. We can talk to each other. We can have it all out. We can be honest, and we can explore what this is. We can talk about it. I don't know. I feel like they have something very important to tell you. Something that's very difficult to say. It's something very emotional. Maybe it's something about their past. Maybe it's something about their feelings for you. Whatever it is. And you kind of know that there's something going on with them because they've been acting kind of funny. Yeah. Down beneath the surface, we have that 10 of Swords. Okay. The 10 of Swords is, to me, it kind of feels like there is a fear that down beneath the surface, there's nothing there. That it's just, going beneath, if anything beyond the surface level, superficial stuff is just a dry hole. That it's desiccated down here, that it's pointless, it's meaningless. Okay? I think that's part of a worry for you, is that what they might reveal to you is that they don't have any deeper feelings. Okay? I don't feel like that's what this is. I feel like the 10 of Swords really is here to say, look, there has been something that's been caging you both up, preventing a deeper connection, preventing a deeper bond, preventing the relationship from flourishing, okay, as we'll talk about with the Princess of Pentacles. This is the breaking of the silence. This is the breaking of the surface tension of the water. This is the breaking down of the bars of the bird cage, whatever has been holding you guys back, whatever's been in the way of this growth, I feel like is kind of shattering. I feel like this is a liberation. This is that formal, polite manners, the almost very reserved kind of, intellectual, very, very polite, very professional energy that's being shattered so that the water can flow. The dam is breaking. Okay. So this might be like, let's say it's a coworker and you're dancing around the issue and you both are very polite with each other, but you know that there's something else going on there. This is kind of like that. This is that energy that's saying, all the polite kind of professional dynamic is going to give way to the real, truthful, emotional energy. Okay? And I don't know if this is something happening at work or what's going on here. Maybe it's the family member, but it seems like what was going on before was, I don't know how to explain this exactly, right? Do you know what the feeling I'm talking about? Where there is a lot of words being spoken, a lot of communication, but it's not really getting down to the real depth and the real meaning of things. Okay? So it's kind of like it's superficial communication. It's just the niceties, it's just the kind of the expected communication. It's just a very surface level dynamic. Okay. Now in the background with the Princess of Pentacles, that's the relationship that is kind of stalled, stagnating. Okay. And it's kind of, again, it's the awareness that there's something down beneath the surface. All that green energy, all that verdant energy, that life is down beneath the surface. But what we see on the surface is sterile, barren, very clinical, very formal, very professional, and it doesn't have that passion or that flow or that life to it. It's almost like the two of you both need to come out of your shells. Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is that kind of sterile and barren landscape. Something is preventing the spark. Something's preventing the life from really growing that's there. It's in potential form. But what's holding it back? Okay? There's something that's preventing the deeper connection, the deeper bond, and the intimacy. Could be a friend, a family member, could be a lover, could be a potential lover, could be a coworker that there's some feelings there, but there's the whole job thing, the whole being coworkers thing, right, is getting in the way. But that there's something there. But I feel like you're kind of waiting for the right signal from them that it's okay to go deeper. Okay? And again, it could be like a family member that it's just like there's been some kind of your relationship with them has just been too icy and too distant and too formal. So you really want to you take the relationship to that deeper kind of bond level. Okay? It could be a friend that's like that, and it could be a spouse. It could be already your spouse, right? Or your significant other that is acting that way. And there's something preventing that deeper connection. And so the relationship feels very formal, feels very handshake and, thank you, thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am. And something is going to kind of shatter that, break the silence, break the icy silence here. Something's going to really start to dig deeper here. Okay? And with the Eight of Wands, I feel like there is this desire for the sparks, for the chemistry, for some kind of life. This is the spark that's going to kind of it's the spark of life, right? That's going to allow all the verdant energy to then blossom. And I feel like this Princess of Pentacles is going to become the Empress over here. Okay? Even Dwight saying yes. Because that's what the Pentacles are trying to do. They're trying to grow and blossom and fulfill their potential and become the Empress card. That's what they're trying to do. Okay? And that Eight of Wands is like that spark. And this, I think, is this is some incident that happens that this breaks the dam wide open. This is something that, this is going to be like, this is that kind of conversation. This is just like a spontaneous kind of thing that happens, and it unlocks the door. Okay? The dynamic in this relationship is shifting. I think this is that moment where they kind of reveal something, where they make a gesture, they make a move, they say something that really opens up those doors, okay? And this is kind of like, the silence is breaking, right? And this is the kind of the fireworks, This is all that chemistry. It feels like it's something that right now is on the verge of becoming romantic, okay? And I think that it's right there. It's so close. Okay, and I think you're getting kind of anxious. You're thinking, this thing better hurry up. I think that even if this is like a friend kind of energy, right? I think that you're you're getting a little bit frustrated that it's kind of like there seems to be this impenetrable wall. Okay, now that wall's coming down. The Tower card is a revelation. It's a complete change in the circumstances. And I think that, when if it's happening via a conversation or this moment, I feel like it's going to be very intense, and your emotions are going to feel like really raw, really lit up here. It's going to be a very intense experience, but it really is kind of clearing away a lot of that blockage that was preventing this relationship from developing further. Okay. And that Tower is the pivotal moment. It's the exclamation point. Okay? It's basically saying that this moment with this person, okay, is going to be a defining moment in your life. The Tower is the end of the sentence. The end of the sentence that ends like with a really like intense moment. It's like, it's kind of the cliffhanger of the TV show you're watching, and it's like this really intense thing. It's this crazy scene is happening, and then it's just like the credits roll, and you got to wait till next week to see what happens. This is the exclamation point that is going to separate time. It's going to mark time. There's going to be before this moment, and then life after this moment. Okay, this is that big event, a Tower moment, a Tower event. That's kind of how we mark time. We don't mark time with clocks. I don't remember what was happening at like 12:32 yesterday. I have no idea. Probably I was here doing this. But I remember events. And those events, those moments in your life, that's how you kind of define life. That's how you kind of mark time. You don't need clocks. You just need a memory. The Tower events are those moments in life that create such salient memories, because it's such an activated moment. Okay. And so anyway, this is that for you. This is that revelation. This is you kind of seeing the truth. The eye is open and the mouth is open, right? You're seeing the truth, you're speaking the truth, and so are they. This is where everything gets shared. This is the moment where the relationship status changes. Your life changes big time. Okay? This is that revelatory moment. Now, I want you to subscribe to the channel. If this is resonating with you, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments. Okay? And a really big shout out and appreciation to everybody that spreads such love in the comments. Okay? Everybody here is very supportive of each other. This is a very supportive place. And I encourage you to join our community. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going. The general energy now becomes the Six of Wands. This is like, we're connected. We're a team now. We're joined at the hip. We're answering each other's sentences, and we're like a left hand and a right hand, both like cooking the dish together, Because this is that harmony. This is usually a card of teamwork. This is the card of victory. Okay, after that Tower event, after this very raw and real and revelatory conversation or moment with this person, there is this sense of connectedness, beauty and harmony, a sense of teamwork, a sense of like now we are really connected on that spiritual level. If this is your best friend or your coworker or your significant other or your lover or your spouse. after the breakthrough now, it's just like, now we feel connected, and it's just like, it's beautiful, it's glorious, you know? Now you're functioning together as one kind of harmonious unit, like a team, okay? That's bonded on a psychic, spiritual level. Yeah. And so this is a breakthrough in that relationship. And it's allowing now cooperation. It's allowing you two to really be like a power couple, you know? Like the two of you are just kind of unstoppable. It feels like a win. It feels very satisfying. It feels very empowering. Okay, and it feels safe. It feels like you really have someone next to you that you can trust, and that you're deeply bonded with, deeply connected with them. Okay, and I feel like it really does, like, has that sense of like safety. Okay, in the environment, you got your Two of Swords. There's peace of mind. So to me, it feels like the relationship, the best thing about the relationship now is that it's not confusing. And it's not draining. Maybe this is part of that feeling of like, that the relationship, the way it is now, it's kind of draining all of your, well, patience, right? Draining your patience away. And making you feel like it's kind of a lost cause. But there's a breakthrough. And then you get peace of mind. The Two of Swords is literally called peace. It's peace of mind. You're sleeping like a baby. Okay? This is not stress. This is the opposite of stress. This is mental peace, harmony, bliss. Okay? Because I feel like now, whatever the tension was over here has been lifted. Whatever that weight is, it's being cleared. And finally, your mind can rest. You don't have any questions. There's nothing you're trying to figure out anymore. Now it's just a matter of going forward and building your life. It becomes a steady force. There's stability here now. Okay? And I think that this confirms that whoever this person is, whether it's your sibling, your best friend, your lover, coworker, you now have that confidence that they're going to be there for you. And I think that unlocks the door for you to then, really kind of be that person as well. Be your best self. And so this is a situation where the two of you are going to be encouraging each other to be your best selves. And that's the kind of relationship that you want. You want a situation, a relationship dynamic with somebody where you feel safe to be yourself, to do your personal spiritual work and grow as a person. Grow as an individual, feeling safe to be yourself and to grow into your best self, to encourage them to do that as well, and for the two of you to do that together and grow together, both as individuals and as the team. Okay? And the Prince of Pentacles is that stability. It is that reliability that you know now that they're going to show up for you and you're going to show up for them. And it feels like there's a real confidence and a real peace of mind in this acknowledgement. Yeah. I think the Seven of Swords, that sort of is made itself known through the cards here. I think that this is kind of, this is the doubt, right? This is not peace of mind. This is a mind that is distracted. This is a mind that kind of says, like, as soon as things start to go a good way, there's something that gets in the way. This is like a communication blockage. Okay? And this is kind of like saying, like, yeah, every time we started to kind of get somewhere, something would happen and the whole thing would be derailed. Okay, so it's almost like they got very close to like talking to you or having this moment with you, but then something would happen and then it's just like, then they were taken off in another direction, or you were taken off in another direction. And so that moment, it feels like there's been a lot of false starts. It's like we got really close and then it didn't happen. Then we get really close and then it didn't happen. Okay, but now it's happening. Now there's nothing that is, there's nothing that's gonna stop this. Okay, the Hermit at the end, I think, is a wonderful card too, because it is your superpower card, Virgo. And I think that this is really, this is about you feeling comfortable and confident now shining your light and letting this other person see you in your true form. Okay, it's almost like you needed a little bit of a gesture from them that it was okay. And now that that's happening, I feel like you're shining your light in a new way toward them. You're letting them see you. Okay, so I feel like this really is a mutual thing. I feel like it really is this two-way street. Yeah. And I think that this is a defining moment in your life. And this maybe is the feeling like you're actually allowing yourself to get really close with this person. Could be just a friend. Okay, it could be a family member that there's always been this distance or something. It could be like kind of getting close with your sibling again. Okay, feels like it may be romantic though. Okay, well, let's look at the mystery card. This could be the Two of Cups, the Lover's card, or maybe a Six of Cups. It'll be an indication if this is happening at work, at home, at school. Whether it's, a lover or a friend or something like this, maybe it'll give us a hint. If you have a prediction, though, I want you to put it in the comments down below, okay? And hit the like button if you're feeling this energy, okay? Yeah, give me a yes in the comments, please. Let's see what we have. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands feels like this is the beginning of a new unity, right? So it's kind of like interesting that this is an ace. It's not a two of anything. So I feel like it's kind of like there's a union. There's a joining of forces. There is a togetherness. Okay, together as one kind of feeling here, rather than feeling like we're too separated. That there's an obvious like line between them and you. This is kind of like a merging. This is a real union. And I think that, it doesn't really indicate if this is romantic or professional. Maybe you can tell me. But I would almost venture a guess that this is probably a creative thing or like a work thing, more than a romantic thing. But again, maybe you'll tell me what it is for you. This is that confidence. This is that kind of like, this is that unity that says the two of you kind of have the same goals, that you're cut from the same spiritual cloth, yeah? And that you might kind of have the same vision for what you want in life. Maybe it is romantic. The Builder, right? Maybe it is kind of saying that the two of you have the same idea, the same inspiration about what kind of life you're going to build together. Yeah. And so maybe this Hermit is kind of saying that you're not traveling this road alone anymore. That you've aligned your energy with somebody in such a way where it's like the two of you are walking the same path now. Maybe you're building a life together. You're building a home, building a family, building a business, building a future. Yeah. I think that's beautiful. I'm very curious who this person is. If you want to share some of the details, I would love to hear your story. And now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link in the video description down below. New readings for Virgo, Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. And let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.